All right, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna react to the 14 of the deadliest animals in Australia, and this
Mhm.
hopefully it's a good video.
Why you didn't like the other ones?
Why do you hate me?
Uh, yeah, they were okay. I mean, they weren't as funny like the ones that we reacted to.
You hate me.
They
Yeah,
weren't as
no,
funny, but yeah, I don't really watch animal videos, so I don't know what to
mhm,
expect from
yeah.
this video that we're about to watch.
All right. So, but these animals are all in Australia. So I heard there's a lot of dangerous animals in Australia.
All right, cool. Let's watch the video.
There's a lot of dangerous animals and insects too. And like, I don't know how.
Spiders, the
Yeah,
giant spiders. Oh, I hate
snakes.
spiders, bro.
For
It's
some
crazy.
people, Australia is a country full of lots of bitey animals that want to end your life. Although there are some dangerous creatures in Australia, the risk of them biting
Ooh.
or killing you is relatively low. In fact, there are plenty of other countries that are far more dangerous when it comes to wildlife. But of course, it's important not to be reckless when visiting
Well, I heard those
Australia. In
animals
this
are
video, I will
huge.
be
Those
going through
birds.
just a few creatures on the continent, as I will be going through the deadliest animals in
Some of those
Australia.
birds
The
are
first
like
group of
tall like
animals we
us.
will be looking at are the land animals. And when you first take a look at the Australian ecosystem, it seems to be missing something. Most other continents have large land carnivores, whereas Australia seems to be lacking them. This land was once home to a large marsupial lion, but this creature went extinct
What the
around
heck?
30,000 years ago. Today, one of
Oh.
Australia's largest land carnivores is the dingo, but this wild dog wasn't always
The
Australian.
dingo.
The earliest known dingo fossil was found in Western Australia, and this dates back to around 3,450 years
I thought
ago.
those were
It's
actual
thought that
dogs.
dingoes
They're
first
actually
reached
like
Australia around
like wild, like
8,300 years
wolves.
ago, and it's believed that they
They
were
look
brought
like
over by a
foxes.
human population. Since then, they
They're
really
pretty
have made
huge, though.
Australia their home, but they're not exactly very dangerous to humans. In most cases, dingoes only go after children, and the most recent attacks were non-fatal and happened in
Yo, what the heck?
2021.
That's crazy,
To this day, there has only been a handful of fatal dingo attacks, and for the most part, we're not on the menu, and they don't view us as food. In Australia, far more people are killed by domesticated dogs than they are by dingoes, and really they're not as dangerous as you might think. There are some other relatively large land carnivores in Australia, and these come in the form of monitor lizards. The largest of the Australian monitor lizards is the parenti, but really this creature is very unlikely to attack a human. These lizards live in the more arid areas of Australia,
That
and
looks
they
like a
very
beautiful
rarely
animal, I'm not
encounter
gonna lie.
humans.
Yeah,
Even
it
if you
looks
did
pretty
come
cool.
across
They
this
look
reptile in
amazing.
the wild, it would
What do they
probably
call the
flee, as it's really
Komodo
focused on
dragons or
much
whatever?
smaller prey,
Oh,
such
those
as
are only
lizards
in
and birds. Strangely, one of the most
in
dangerous
Thailand. They're only
creatures that you can
from
run
Thailand,
into
I
on
think.
land in
only
Australia
in
is
one
not a
place.
predator, and it is in fact the southern cassowary. This bird is one of three
Cassowary?
species of
Yeah,
cassowary,
those
and it
animals
is
are
the heaviest
huge.
bird in
They're like big like
Australia,
us.
despite being shorter than the
They're
emu.
like tall like our
These
height.
giant birds mostly feed on fruits on the forest floor, and for the most part they are quite peaceful creatures. Problems arise when people start feeding these birds, as these birds can become very protective of their young, and they don't need a lot of encouragement to attack. One of the things that makes the southern cassowary very dangerous are its two spear-like inner claws. When attacking, it
It's
will
like they're
thrust these
raptors,
towards
the-
people,
the
and they can
raptor claw?
easily
It's
become
like them.
embedded in your abdomen. Even though these birds are potentially dangerous, attacks are still relatively rare, and there have only been a few fatalities over the years. One of the most recent fatal attacks didn't even happen in Australia, as a Florida man was killed by his pet cassowary in 2019. So even though this
Yeah,
bird doesn't
his
take their
own-
lives, it's best to leave
his
them
own
alone. This is
cassowary?
especially the case if
Yeah.
they have young. Even though Australia is lacking some large land carnivores,
sad.
it definitely isn't lacking smaller venomous creatures. Australia is famous for its highly venomous snakes, and there really are quite a few species.
Hell no,
The species
get
that is
away from
often
me,
known
man.
as the most deadly is the inland
Inland.
taipan, but really it's very unlikely
Inland
that you will come
taipan.
across this snake. More than 85% of Australians live within 50 kilometres of the coast, and that's because the majority of Australia is inhospitable. Most of Australia is made up of dry deserts, and it's very hard to make a living
is?
here. In
I
these
didn't know that.
areas
I
is
didn't
where
even know
you'll
that.
find the inland taipan, and really this
Okay.
snake wants nothing
I
to
thought they
do
had a
with
lot of
you. They
forests
feed
or
almost
like
exclusively on small
woods
mammals,
and all
and
that.
they'd only bite a human in self-defense. This snake is called the deadliest snake in Australia because of its venom, as it's estimated that one bite possesses enough lethality to kill at least 100 fully grown humans. Of course, stats
What
like these
the
are very
hell?
frightening, but there are quite
Just
a
out of
few
one
other
bite?
species that kill more people in
One bite,
Australia than
bro.
the inland taipan. Since the year 2000, there are 4 main culprits when it comes to snakebite fatalities, and these are the coastal taipan with 3 fatalities, the western brown snake with 3 fatalities, the tiger snake with 6 fatalities, and the eastern brown snake with 12 fatalities. These 4 species
Oh,
are
they all
not the
look the
most
same.
venomous snakes, but they're more likely to come into contact with
colors.
humans, and they're more likely to bite. Luckily, if you are bitten by any of these snakes in Australia, normally if you get medical attention you will be fine. As there are so many venomous creatures in Australia, most
Gee.
hospitals have a large amount of
Imagine you get
antivenom,
bit, bro.
and this of
Oh,
course will
hell
reverse
no.
the effects of the venom.
Look at that.
Australia
Ooh.
is also very well
Oh.
known for its large spiders, and these can come in the form of
Oh,
tarantulas,
yeah.
trapdoor spiders, and mouse
Hell
spiders.
no. Oh, I
All
heard
of these
those guys are huge
arachnids are
too, the
potentially
trapdoor spiders.
dangerous, but possibly the most deadly species is the Sydney funnel web. This species has a highly toxic venom that's produced in large amounts. It has very large fangs to inject this venom, and a
Oh,
bite
look
could
at those
definitely
fangs.
ruin your
What
day.
the-
As this
Damn.
species is the deadliest spider in Australia, you may assume that it kills quite a few people each year. This couldn't be any further from the truth, as there hasn't been a fatality from a Sydney funnel web bite since 1981, and this was when its antivenom was first made available. So even though many of the large spiders in Australia are frightening, it is very unlikely
Spider-Man.
that they will kill you. But now we've looked at some of the most dangerous land creatures in Australia, it's time that we look towards the ocean. The waters around Australia are teeming with life,
An
and there are quite a
octopus,
few marine
Yeah, the
species
blue
that
ring
can only be
octopus
found
or
around
the-
Australia. Just off the coast
that
of
one fish.
Australia, you will find some of the largest reefs in the world, and these reefs are very fragile and diverse ecosystems. Before we go any further, I'd just like to point out that shark attacks are very rare. There are only around 5 to 15 fatal attacks each year, but quite often a large percentage of these attacks happen off the coast of Australia. Shark attacks are mostly carried out by 3 main species, these being the bull shark, the great white shark, and the tiger
Oh.
shark. In Australia, the majority of attacks
Tiger
are
and
carried
bull
out
shark
by
are the
great
most dangerous
whites,
ones,
and
huh?
since the year 2000, bull sharks were responsible for 1 fatal attack, tiger sharks were responsible for 1 fatal attack, and great whites were responsible for 18. The most recent fatal shark attack
really?
in
What the
Australia
hell?
happened earlier this year, but the culprit was thought to be a bull shark as it happened in a river. As I've already said, shark attacks are still relatively rare, but as it is one of the most frightening ways to go, it's understandable why so many people are scared of sharks. Not all deadly ocean creatures have to be large predators,
Yeah, so
as the
stay away
waters
from
of
the beach,
Australia
man.
are also home to some smaller killers.
never know what's
If you go
down there.
snorkeling in the waters around Australia, you might be able to find some blue-ringed octopus
those guys.
species.
Yeah,
For the most
those,
part, these
oh,
creatures are
shit.
harmless
They're, like,
if you
small
leave them
too,
alone.
they're
But
really
if you
small.
accidentally step on them or you pester them, it could be the last thing you do. Blue-ringed octopuses can produce tetrodotoxin, which is the same toxin that's found in some pufferfish species. This toxin is extremely dangerous, and if a blue-ringed octopus bites you, it can certainly end your life. Fatalities from blue-ringed
Oof.
octopus bites are extremely rare, but there's thought to have been at least 11 over the years. Another group of marine creatures that you might want to look out for are the
I heard that animal, that blue ring octopus, like, they're like so small that if you hold it, you won't even feel that it bit you.
So you're just dead.
Yeah, like you're like completely
It's
dead.
just-
You're holding it and you won't even feel the bite. It'll bite you and you won't even feel it, and then in the next 20 minutes you're dead.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. That's what I heard. That the bite's like you can't even feel it.
jellyfish, and more specifically the box jellyfish.
Oh,
These
jellyfish.
creatures
Oh,
are
the
able to
box
cause
jellyfish,
paralysis and
yeah.
cardiac arrest with their stings, and in some cases this
Jesus.
can lead to death. Since the year 2000, there have been at least 10 confirmed fatalities, and it's important that you look out
Jesus.
for signs. So far, these creatures have proved that the waters around Australia are relatively dangerous, but there is still one ecosystem that we haven't taken a look at. Australia's freshwaters can be very rich and diverse, and they're home to some creatures that can't be found anywhere else in the world. These waters are
That looks
often
funny.
full of predators,
What is-
and some of them are even home to one of
2
the
arms?
largest predators on this planet. There are 2
2 arms?
species of crocodilian
looks
that
like
can be
it.
found in Australia. One is the mostly harmless freshwater crocodile, and the other is the highly dangerous saltwater
that one's
crocodile.
that was
the
the
Australian
dangerous one.
freshwater
Saltwater.
crocodile is
I
mostly
think those
interested in
are the
fish,
biggest, I
and you
think,
can tell this
saltwater
by its
crocodile.
long, narrow snout. This crocodile only really attacks in self-defense, or sometimes in cases of mistaken identity. The saltwater crocodile, on the other hand, is one of the most dangerous reptiles in the world, and is one of the few predators that sees humans directly as a food source. Although they are called saltwater crocodiles, they are mostly found in brackish waters, and if one of these predators chooses to attack
That
you
looks
in the
beautiful, I'm not
water,
gonna
you
lie.
stand little
Like,
chance.
imagine
These
you see one of
crocodilians
those
really are
crocodiles, bro.
apex predators, and giants can
Hey, they
exceed
sometimes
lengths of
blend in at
6
the bottom of
meters.
the
Even
river.
though these predators
Like,
are
Oh, yeah.
terrifying and they
like
are
that,
more than
but they're
capable
like
of taking
right there on
down a
the ground under
human,
the,
fatal attacks on
on the
humans are
dirt.
still relatively rare. On average, in Australia, saltwater
See, like that,
crocodiles
they
kill
be
around
just chilling, dude.
1.9 people a
And you
year,
just
and this
jump in,
really
you don't
is a
even know they're
shockingly
down
low
there.
number. I guess if you knew this predator could potentially be in a river, you're very unlikely to swim in it. And really, I wouldn't blame you. If you think there's any deadly Australian creatures that I haven't included in this video, then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you
That
liked
looks
it, please leave a
dangerous.
like
I
and
just like-
That's
subscribe if you want
dangerous,
to see
bro.
more videos like
That looks
these. But
dangerous,
until
I
next
just like it.
time, goodbye.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Thanks for
Alright.
watching.
Thanks for watching. Huh? Yeah. All right, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I think he explained like mostly all the dangerous animals in Australia because those are pretty dangerous. But somehow, like, there's not a lot of fatality rates in Australia. That's what I
Yeah,
heard. There's not a
that's
lot.
good. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people like to go in the water too. Or like that's one of the main attractions to go, like
Mhm.
for tourists. I think like the ocean, the ocean is
Yeah.
it's
Dude,
it's what a lot of people like to see.
yeah, it's crazy because sometimes even the Aussies that live there, they say they don't even think about it. They don't even think that the animals are there. They just like
Oh, like
they just like
oh yeah,
live the
that's
normal lives. They just like are like, oh, we don't think about it. We just chill. Like they even have like the guts to even jump in the water, even though there's a crocodile down there. They just like it's not gonna do anything. Like
too.
balls of
Damn, I'll be
steel,
thinking,
man.
I'll be so scared.
Yeah, I would too, man. They have balls of steel. They don't even care.
Like if you would like travel to another country, where you like research like the animals, like dangerous animals
Oh,
they have, or no?
I always do.
Oh, you would?
I even looked up Japan to see what kind of predators they have to see to watch out for. But for some reason they don't have a lot. They only have like one or two.
Yeah, like I wouldn't, I wouldn't do it. Like, I just feel like I'll just be scared the whole time going like wherever I go.
I'll just be like where everyone's populated, like cities.
Yeah, yeah,
Just be at cities, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine. All right, that's the end of this one. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. This one was pretty interesting.
That was a good video.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
animals. Pretty
enjoyed
good.
it.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. All right, then peace out, everyone.